I got a late night video for you guys. It was leaked earlier tonight. I didn't want to wait until tomorrow to talk about this because I felt like, you know what, there's enough here and I'm not really tired right now, so I thought I'd throw this video out here to you guys. And yeah, so allegedly the roster for Injustice 3 just got leaked online. Now, I want to state that this is a rumor. Nothing's been officially confirmed. There is no official source that confirms all this, and this is just a character leak list that could easily be, none of it could be true. So why am I talking about this? I thought it'd be kind of fun. And, like, if it's true, then this is quite the roster. And also we have confirmation for 2 guest characters. But again, I want to stress, this might not be real, but I thought this would be interesting, because it feels like a real enough list, really. So let's talk about the main... So Injustice, apparently the leaked name will be Injustice 3 Gods Will Fall. And the base roster is Aquaman, Ocean Master, Batman, and get this, Terry McGinnis. Now, this was the sign that I was like, okay, this has to be wrong, because Terry, it's odd that Terry is here, because it makes no sense. Now, it is an alternate universe, so they could say, like, Terry is, like, the new Robin, and Batman's getting on in years, and we don't know the timeline for this, so maybe it's a few years, who knows, but if Terry is in this game, he needs to be voiced by Will Friedle. There's no, like, ifs, ands, or buts. So yeah, Terry McGinnis, that's like a red flag, but at the same time, it'd be cool if this is true. We have Beast Boy, we have Black Canary, we got Blue Beetle and Green Beetle. Yeah, Green Beetle, the Martian Green Beetle from Young Justice. Odd choice. Booster Gold, Cheshire, Constantine, Deathstroke, Cyborg, who, by the way, I hope Deathstroke isn't completely broke as he wasn't as a character in the first game, Flash, and Impulse. We don't know which Impulse, because there's like 4. Green Arrow, Green Lanterns, both Jon Stewart and Guy Gardner, which I'm thinking, like, their gameplay is probably going to be exactly the same. Like, it's probably, how they're probably going to do it is, like, it's like a character skin, like how they did Reverse Flash in Injustice 2, so it'll probably be Jon Stewart and Guy Gardner will probably play the exact same way. Harley Quinn, Joker, King Shark, Poison Ivy, Ra's al Ghul, Raven, Red Tornado, Nightwing, and Robin. Supergirl, Superman, Wonder Woman, Artemis, and the pre-order character is the Anti-Monitor. Yeah. And finally, the last character is Necron. Now, that's interesting, because if you noticed, like, I forgot to mention Lex Luthor, and also Metallo and Mirror Master, Poison Ivy, they're here too, Ra's al Ghul. Now, if you've been following the Injustice comics, which are in continuity, a lot of those characters I just mentioned are dead, and some of them died in the last 2 games. So, yeah. So, Necron as the main villain, if this is true, makes a lot of sense. Because Necron is the leader of the Black Lantern Corps. He wakes the dead. So, if this is true, then that's how we get these characters resurrected. Which is fascinating. And again, I have to give them credit, because they only used Darkseid and now the Anti-Monitor as pre-order characters and not the main villains of these games. Yeah. And now we have Necron. Again, the possibility of having Necron here. But again, if you are going to have these characters, because Joker was only in the last game because he was a hallucination, and I guess that fucking counted. So yeah, Joker coming back. I think Ocean Master died in the comics too. Poison Ivy, Metallo, Mirror Master, all those characters died in the comics, so now they're all being resurrected. So it's kind of like how they brought all the characters that died in the last few Mortal Kombat games back from the dead through time travel. But here you don't need time. Well, you have Booster Gold, who probably there may be some time travel finagle in there. But now you have a way to bring the characters back as Black Lanterns. So I guess we're gonna, if this is true, then we're doing like a version of Blackest Night. Yeah. it does make me wonder if that's the case, why isn't Black Hand here? Because it would make sense to have his Necron's Herald here as, you know... But then again, this is an alternate universe, so maybe that's the case. So, Dick Grayson, back from the dead, that's going to be terrifying. Impulse, back from the dead. King Shark, I knew for a fact King Shark was going to be in... Even if this list is not true, I guarantee you, leaked or not, he's going to be in the game. There's no fucking way they're not going to put... After the popularity the character's been getting as of late, there is no fucking way on God's green earth they would not put King Shark in this game as as a tank character to replace, like, you know, Grundy or, you know, Bane. Yeah. And how popular King Shark has been. Yeah, you can't tell me with a straight face that there's no way King Shark isn't going to be in the game in some capacity. Constantine is another character I was excited for. The two that really make... Beast Boy is a cool one. We've all been waiting for Beast Boy for the past 2 games. The only two that tell me that there's a red flag here is Terry McGinnis and the Green Beetle, because no one gives a fuck about Green Beetle. Like, yeah, he was just a Martian. If you go by the Young Justice one, he was a Martian who was given who found his own, like, scarab, like Jaime did. So that's him and Terry are the only ones telling me it's a red flag. And you're probably saying, well, why doesn't Necron give you any red flags? Because the characters that are here, it makes sense. Because when I was reading this, there's a lot of red flags here, because a lot of these characters are fucking dead. But then when I saw Necron's name, it made me go, now it makes sense. Like, now there's, like, plausibility here that Necron is not only here, but also more than likely the main boss of the game. So, and again, if this is true, then, you know, hats off to, you know, NetherRealm Studios for not, you know, jumping the shark to go straight to Darkseid. We're going with they're reserved on Darkseid and Anti-Monitor and making them, pre-order games, which I'm curious of to see the Anti-Monitor play. If this is true, I'd really love to see how the Anti-Monitor plays. So let's move on to the 4 characters that for the first combat pack, like the first 4 characters that are quote-unquote the first 4 DLC characters. So we've got 2 DC characters, 2 guest characters. So the first 2 I'm going to talk about the DC characters, Etrigan and Livewire. Again, 2 characters I think a lot of us have wanted for the game series. A lot of us have wanted I know I've wanted Livewire. I know a lot of people wanted Etrigan as well. But now we come to... So those are going to be really cool. But now the guest characters. And these are also make it plausible, because these make sense. The first character we're going to talk about for guest characters is an MK character. Johnny Cage. Yeah. Johnny Cage, it makes sense. I mean, Liu Kang was also another pick because Johnny Cage or Liu Kang were the next logical step after Scorpion, Sub-Zero, Raiden. And who knows, maybe we still could get Liu Kang as the next combat pack character. So, but again, we're going by the assumption that this is real, but Johnny Cage makes a lot of sense, and Sonya. So it could actually be Johnny Cage, then Sonya, and maybe Liu Kang and Kitana come later in the next one. But yeah, now that I think about it, it's probably more than likely, if we're going by this as true, I imagine it probably won't be Liu Kang, it'll probably be Sonya after Johnny Cage. Again, going by the assumption this is real. Finally, for our 4th character, our guest character, is the one we've all been kind of expecting, and that's He-Man. So yeah, He-Man is obviously the crossover with Injustice and the Masters of the Universe crossover. That was also kind of in a weird continuity. Hopefully, if this is true, maybe they'll reference the comic book. Maybe they'll reference that, because Damien is not in here in this playlist. In this roster. So maybe they'll explain because Damien does die in that comic. He does die in that comic by being killed by Wonder Woman. So Maybe they'll have He-Man here talking about it. That'd be kind of cool. So, yeah, again, we don't know what ending they're going to use for the last game, so who knows? But He-Man was a character a lot of us, after that crossover, were like, He-Man's going to be a guest character in the next game, isn't he? So, but again, I do have to stress that this is all just a rumor. This is all we know. It does feel like a plausible list, but the Terry McGinnis and Green Beetle make me go have some trepidation. But you guys tell me in the comments below, what do you guys think of this quote-unquote leaked roster for Injustice 3? Do you guys like the list? Do you guys not? What do you think of Necron possibly being the big villain? What do you think of Anti-Monitor being a pre-order character? What do you guys think of Johnny Cage and He-Man being the first guest characters, if this is true? And also, do you think this is true? Just comment below, let me know. And once again, if you haven't already, go check out my Patreon. I'd greatly appreciate it. And once again, I am Mr. Multiverse. I'll see you next time in the Multiverse.